Hello, my name is Noemi. I'm a fashion designer, content creator, and every month I release a new piece to put on my website. This is designed to push myself to create new things and challenge myself to make things a little bit different every single month. Today, it is February, so I'll be making my February drop. And I've been meaning to make a corset, like a very feminine, dainty corset with bows. If you watched my Rapunzel Halloween costume, you know I bought these little bows. They're so adorable. So I bought these cute little bows, and I just want like a very simple, dainty corset that is just tight, and I want it to go down a little bit because usually my corset designs have been it just ends at the waist, but I want it to go out a little bit and then have a layer of ruffle at the bottom. I'm really just pulling elements from different pieces that I've made in the past. I have made a marine style corset with ruffles at the bottom, and I really like that, and I've not done that in a really long time. The new shape of the corset is something that I've also been doing recently. I did it for the Taylor Swift Love Story design, the Love Story corset from her music video. Like that is kind of like pointy at the middle, and so I'll be using that pattern to make all of this. So it's gonna be really straightforward, but I'm really excited to make it and take it along with it. For the one that I'm making, I will be using this flat sheet that I bought from a charity shop ages ago because I'm pretty sure it's cotton. I need to double check, but if you are buying it from my website, I will be making it from 100% cotton from a normal store. I usually don't like to advertise different fabrics from what I'm making to what I'll be buying at the store for clients, but white cotton is so basic that I think it'll be okay. Let's do it. I'll be using this cotton for the outside, and then I think I'm gonna have to interline it. So the difference between a lining and interlining is the lining is what gets sewn. It's like a whole separate piece of fabric, and then you match the lining and the fabric together, and it's what the lining touches your skin. The lining touches your skin, the outer fabric touches obviously the outside. Interlining is something that you either add to the lining or to the main fabric, and it kind of stiffens or changes the properties of your fabric. So sometimes people do that to the lining, so you can add boning, which is what I'll be doing to make it a little bit stronger, or sometimes you add it to the actual fabric to make that stronger. I might have to do both. I don't actually know because I want to sew the bows onto the main fabric, and I don't want that to be really flimsy. So I'm going to play around with the fabrics that I do have to see what works best. Something that I did for the Taylor Swift corsets, that I actually use a canvas on the inside, but that was because the fabric was very heavy because it had all this beading detail in the middle. So I don't know if that'll be the same thing this time around, but let's make a corset. little update. I've cut out each of the pieces. I ended up choosing a really nice thick satin for the lining. The lining has to be relatively strong because it's going to hold the boning, so it can't really be flimsy. I had some of this very, very white polyester satin leftovers from some previous orders, and I really like this one because I just have used it a lot in different orders, but it's also so thick that nothing really shows through, and I thought it'd be really comfortable against the skin. So I've chosen that one, and then I have the cotton layer, and then I have it interlining into the main bit. So that's a really ugly shade of gray, but that's going to be in between all the layers, so you're not going to see it. I have cut everything out and I've started stage stitching. Stage stitching is when you sew multiple pieces of fabric together just so that it stays together, so each of the main fabric and the interlining has been sewn together so we can treat it as one fabric. And then I've begun prepping some of the boning. I've recently begun kind of covering the edges of the boning, so the corners of the boning can be quite harsh against your skin, and I do have some pieces that I've made that the boning kind of like digs into my skin. Because this one goes below my like waist and into my hips, I actually don't think it's gonna have that problem. Right now some of my like just bodice boning dresses, because the end here, if I tighten it, it just like tightens around the waist and it kind of hurts. So I do curve out the boning so that it's not like pointy, but I also do add a layer of the lining fabric just so that it covers everything. It's just like an extra little touch that I think makes a world of a difference and only really adds like 20-30 minutes to the process. And I've cut out and I have gathered the bottom layer of the gather, which I think is super duper cute, and just I'm like loving how everything's looking. I'm really, really, really excited. So yeah, let's keep going. Okay, she is done. Whew. I also got so nervous. But yeah, I love her. She's so much fun. Let's go do a photo shoot.